it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I am continuing my It's Not Just for Christmas theme with the Gnome holidays. Sorry, Gnome for the holidays. Can't even read. It's a really cute little set. Not normally the sort of thing I would be attracted to, but I specifically got this because I thought I could use it for not just Christmas crafting. So let me show you the one that I have prepared, which is not just for Christmas, and then I'll show you the one that is for Christmas. So this is the one I've done for not just for Christmas. So I've used these two and the house in a trunk. I have extended the trunk a bit, and I'll show you how I did that. And I've also removed the lights. I've removed the mistletoe, the bauble, the bell, and the snowflakes. And by showing you how I did this, or rather this, I will be able to explain how I did these. So let me pop that to one side and grab a scrap of Whisper White and my stamp. The key to this is the single black marker that you can get. It's the Stampin' Right markers that you can get. They are, as I say, they are single and they're amazing. They're a water-based ink, so you can use them with blends. They're not as good as Memento for using with blends, but they are perfectly fine. What I would suggest is that you make sure that you leave it to dry absolutely fully before you go in with any blends. So all I'm doing is inking up anything that is not a bauble or the string that the baubles are on. So around these bits I do have to be a wee bit careful because I want that knot, because that's kind of cute. And I want that, but I don't want the bauble over the door. I want the rest of the door. I want this stripe here and this stripe here, and then those, and then I can go up from the string. So it takes a little time. Now you'll notice I'm basically using the edge of my marker. The only time I'm going to use the tip is for these little areas like this, and then I'm being very gentle, and I'm still using the edge. I'm just using the edge of the tip, but you don't want to rub it hard, go in with the tip too much. You just need to respect your tools. Okay, so lots of huff, and I mean lots. And bearing in mind I want to extend my tree. Do hold it down for a reasonable length of time, and then up you come. Now we've got gaps, it's fine. So we've used the thick end, now we can use the thin end. So all I need to do is join up the gaps, and I'm using a deliberately sketchy line because the drawing is sketchy. So I'm mirroring, can't say it, but that's what I'm doing. I'm mirroring the same sketch. So does this one come all the way down? It can if I want it to, so I will. I mean, some of them you want to leave short. You can draw in another knot if you want. And then for the leaves, again, mirroring that sketchy, almost a scribble, you can draw in the top of your leaves. And then you can extend for however long you want your tree. Now I'm going to just make sure I get the leaves in, so you can come up however much you want. Now I would say don't be too solid of a line, because that's kind of defeats the object of the exercise a bit. So this one I'll come up a bit more. And just draw that up, and we can have some that are coming down and another one coming down, just to kind of make this knot straight. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to show you how I fussy cut it. I'm not going to show you how I coloured it because, well, I might. Depends on how kind I'm feeling when I get there. So fussy cutting, I always say fussy cutting is a question of practicing makes perfect. And I have been doing this for a few years. I wouldn't say my fussy cutting is perfect, however. I have seen some people who make the most amazing kind of words. So they cut out single words, which is just staggering. Try and avoid anything that is a definitely straight line. It just, I don't know, just doesn't kind of feel right somehow. And try and avoid anything that's too sharp a point. Think of it as die cutting, and in die cutting even corners have a rounded edge. So here I'm going to come up over that, down in, up over, down, up over, down, up over and round the corner. Now if anything looks wrong, this is the moment where you can sort it out. The colouring was fairly basic. Let's see if I can, I'll just grab my cinnamon cider. So with the cinnamon cider, now there are two ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you both, I think. So let's, over here, I'm going to lay down. I'm not going to go to the edge. I'm going to leave a little bit of white at the top because there's going to be white at the sides. And I will show you how I deal with that as well. So I'm laying down light cinnamon cider, avoiding the grass at the bottom. I do get slightly confused that we've got grass growing. This is obviously for our South Pacific friends, because in the Northern Hemisphere, not likely to have grass growing at Christmas time. Now this is running a little bit because I haven't left it to dry long enough, so the black is running a wee bit, but forgive me for that. So that's a knot, so I'm going to give that some dark, I'm going to give that some dark, and I'm also going to have dark on some of these lines, just to have some definition. And on this side I'm going to come in with my dark first and draw in some lines, and then I'm going to come in with my light over here first, because if you've done light, dark, light, you want to come in with your light again quite quickly whilst the alcohol in the ink is, in the marker is still reasonably wet, and that gives you quite a smooth finish. But if I come in over here, because I haven't got the light already down, we're going to have more of a definite line. You can get rid of it, but you have to flood. So can you see the difference? I don't know if you can. So this is a very much smoother blended effect, whereas this has definitely got lines. We can get rid of those just by flooding. Flooding isn't always a good thing to do because it can smudge, so it can run into another colour, but you can get rid of it. Anyway, that's that. So that shows you how to do the colouring. However, in good old Blue Peter fashion, I have done some prep, and we are going all out Christmas. Get your dark glasses on. So I've got Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade, and then just Whisper White. And I will show you with these how I have softened the edges of these. So I need to grab my, where is it? No, not that one. It should be in here. There we are. Light grey granite. And I like to use a silicone mat for this. It will stain the mat, I don't care. But it just protects the work surface a bit. So I'm going to take the bullet end and run around the edge, covering up all of the white. So this is where, if you've got anything where you've over-coloured, so here I've got a bit coming out, I can just, and again here I have, it just smooths everything out so that it all just works. It's a trick that people that have been using alcohol inks for years have used, and even if you're doing it on a flat stamped image, it's just a really good way of highlighting, in a way, your colouring. Although in fact what we're doing is kind of the opposite. And this will then look less stark when we put it on the card. Even though this is Whisper White onto Whisper White, it's kind of one of those optical illusions. And again, I'm not going to colour the star. I'm deliberately not colouring the star because I know what I'm going to do with that. So I have added over the lights and the baubles on her tree headdress, I've added some of the shimmery crystal effects. You do need to leave it to dry for a reasonable length of time. And just keep going round. Nearly done, just got one more little chap to do after this, and then we can put the card together, which will take virtually no time at all. Well, she says that. It will take a little bit of time, because I also want to show you how I did the shading here. I found that just using it on its own, it looked a bit kind of, what's that doing there-ish? And then adding the blending round kind of suddenly meant it looked at home. Oh, pardon me. Something very odd going on, growling in my stomach. I hope you didn't hear that. But if you did hear what sounded like a door creaking, I apologise. Okay. Now, you don't have to cut that separately, but, you know, every now and again. I put some Clear Wink of Stella on the bauble, just so that it was a bit shiny. I felt he was being left out if I didn't do something with him. Bearing in mind, Mrs. Gnome has got shimmery crystal effects on her hat. Oops, he's doing a spin. Okay, right, let us look at putting it together. So I need my light crumb cake, which I thought I had out. That's because I do. In fact, I used dark crumb cake, I think. I think yeah, no, well, actually I do need both. Just realised why I need both. And my light Granny Apple Green. Okay, we are ready to rock and roll. So this is my inner, so I'll pop that to one side for the moment. For this one, all we need to do is pop our image down and just roughly sketch round, and I do mean roughly because we want it to blend in. So that's that. Then come in with our light granny apple green, which will go there and round there, and then our crumb cake, which will come around here. Take that out of the way, and in a circular motion, which I found gave me a much nicer finish, just come in over where we've been to extend it out. I will be going back in a moment to blend the joins, but the main thing you want to do here is kind of disguise that line as much as you can. And then cover up the join as much as we can. And the light. Okay. So then when we put this on dimensionals, actually I need to put a bit more dark down there, it will look as if it's grounded. Without it, it looks a bit kind of, why is it there? Right. So, dimensionals. This is not going to be weight bearing, so I'm not going to go mad. Sticky scissors. Probably didn't need all of those. Three regular and the extension would have been fine, particularly having said I'm not going to go mad. So pop that down. And do you see what I mean by it looks as if it's actually meant to be there? Whereas on its own it kind of doesn't. So I'm going to have Mrs. Gnome there, Mr. Gnome there, and then we need a sentiment. So before I put these in place, I'm going to grab my sentiment and my Poppy Parade ink. And there's no place like Gnome for the Christmas season. And now this is 1/2 inch wide. So this is where I try to stamp straight. Yes! Whew, that was a surprise. Going to need that back. Right, I have got here a new punch. It's in the new catalogue that will be available for you to order from on the 4th of August. And it is called, I want to say, well, it's Pick a Something. It's Pick a... Oh, it's Banners Pick a Punch. So, let me... So it does both the pointy and the flagged end. And because it's made for the job, you can just go straight in. It's amazing. I think for this one, do I want to go the other way? I think I might. I'll go this way. So we'll have a flag end. Now I might need to do it a couple of times to get it the length I want. There we are. So let me chop. That's going to be 1/4 of an inch, so it needs to be about 1/2 an inch to get it in the right place. Fingers crossed, touching wood hard. Ooh, no, A, it wasn't straight, and B, I want to go a little bit closer. That's better. No, a little bit more. So you can hold it this way up as well. Just, that should be it. Yep. Okay, and this is 3/4 of an inch wide, which is the second width. So we'll go into that end like that. Then I need that to be, yeah, about there. So I'll just cut that there and come in from the other side, because then I can see just how much I'm taking off, which hopefully that will be about right. And then we can attach one to t'other, get rid of all these bits that are flying around. Perfect. Right, some seal. Here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop everything ready to go, and then I'm going to put the banner on, because by then I'll know where I need everything. So actually, let's fold the card base first, you silly woman. That's better. Then I can see if there's I like to fold the card base first, because then I can see if there's what is known as a leading edge, because you want that at the front. And I do like using liquid adhesive for putting my mats down, because it does give you that little bit of wiggle room. And then for this, I'm actually going to use seal. Ooh, probably a little bit further out. And this kind of movement that I'm doing, make sure I get a nice break on the tape. So we will pop this on. Like that. So then we're going to have our gnome there and our gnome there. No, I definitely want my gnome there. That's what I need. And then I can have this coming off the edge. We can bring her down. Perfect. Right, before I lose where that is, let me pop a couple of dimensionals. Actually, I can use one of these for the top of her hat, because then it's got a narrow bit at the top. So I've got my light crumb cake, and I'm just going to, before I stick them down, scribble so that they've got something to actually stand on. How are we doing time-wise? Good heavens, 24 minutes, that's ridiculous. So that's that. And then, whoops, that on the back of there, that on the back of there, mini glue dot, not glue dot, dimensional on that, and at the top of his hat. So again, I need him to be roughly where I need him so that I can add his shadow, which is going to be there. Take the backings off, and then hopefully I've got just enough time to put a little bit of bling on. Yes, I have. Woohoo! So I'll have him kind of there, and then, because I want to show you these new embellishments. So these are the wonderful gems, and I thought they would be perfect for this because we've gone Christmas colours. So we've got red and clear. Do we actually call them red and clear? Who knows? So I'm going to get one with a lot of gold shimmer for her star, and then we'll have a red one for his bow, and then we'll have another one with shimmer. There. So these are basically the same idea as the elegant faceted gems, my absolute favourites, but with glitter, and some of them are red, but they've all got glitter. So we've got our not just for Christmas, our absolutely for Christmas, and our stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do come back and watch some more of these as the weeks go on. Certainly in the lead up to the launch of the catalogue, I will be doing not just for Christmas. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Questions and comments below the description bar. And if you follow the link to my website, you'll see close-up photos and as much information as I am allowed to give you at the moment about what you can shop. Not that, and not those. Everything, oh, and not the punch. Everything else is available at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.